What's good? This is Trey with VerticalJumpPrime.com coming to you with a video on how to dominate high school basketball. All right, so first thing you want to do is get a realistic view on your strengths and weaknesses. All right, so some people have um, delusional outlooks on how good they are or how bad they are, but you need to get a realistic view on your strengths and weaknesses. So even if you have to go and ask somebody, a trusted individual, and ask them, what do you think is my weaknesses and what are my strengths, and then let them tell you, and actually get, if you can, get more than one opinion, because you want to get a a unbiased view of your strengths and weaknesses, because obviously some people have a big ego, some people don't, some people have low self-esteem, so you might um decide your strengths and weaknesses, you know in your mind, in your point of view. You think, oh, your strengths is this, maybe you think your strength is your ball handling, your shooting, and your weakness is your defense. But maybe somebody else might say, no, actually your strength is your defense and your weakness is your ball handling and shooting. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get multiple opinions on what your strengths and weaknesses are. Then from there, you want to take your strengths and weaknesses and look at your weaknesses, and focus in on making those weaknesses um at least decent. Okay, so if somebody says something is a weakness, that means it's noticeably lower than the rest of your skills, so you want to bring it up to at least the same level or very close to your rest of skills. And at the same time, you want to take your strengths and you want to increase your strengths, so that what I'm saying, you have like a set of skills, or maybe a skill that you do better than everybody else. And this is how you elevate your game above everyone else. If you want a good example, you can look at someone like Stephen Curry in the NBA. He looked at his weaknesses. Okay, his weakness was his strength. He wasn't very strong in the NBA. Like, what I'm saying, he's still kind of small right now, but if you've noticed, he's gotten a lot stronger. He's able to get to the basket. His ball handling is a lot better. He was never a bad ball handler, but his ball handling's got a lot better. His shooting was already a strength. Now it's even better. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing now. He's an amazing shooter. So model or reverse engineer what he did. Okay, what he did was he looked at his game and he said, okay, if I want to dominate the league, what do I need to do? Okay, I'm a point guard. I need to work on my ball handling. I need to get my ball handling to an elite level. I need to get my shooting to an elite level. I need to work on my basketball IQ, my passing. All right, so look at your situation. What position do you play? Then look at the dominant players at your position. What kind of skills do they have? And then you want to develop those skills. Okay, so if you're a center, obviously you want to make sure your post game is serious. You got a serious post game. You want to make sure you're strong in the post. So you might want to get in the weight room more. Work on your hops, work on your vertical jump. So just look at your strengths and weaknesses, improve upon them. Analyze the competition. All right, in order to dominate, you have to know what you're up against. So you have to look at some of the best players in your league or in your school or wherever you're at, and look at yourself, and then analyze the situation. How can you get better than everybody else? You're not settling for second best, you're not settling for third best, you're settling to become a dominant player, someone who dominates your league, dominates your high school. So you want to analyze your competition, look at the way other players, the level they're playing at, and look at yourself. How can I improve my game? How can I take my game to a level that surpasses what everyone else is doing? And to be honest with you, there's only one way, or one powerful way, to improve your game, and that's deliberate practice, self-discipline, and falling in love with practice. All of the great players, like the really elite players, they loved basketball. They loved to practice. They had no problem spending 3-4 hours in the basketball gym or at the basketball court, working on their shot, working on their ball handling, working on their footwork. All right, so deliberate practice has to become your motto, like what you live by. Like when somebody thinks about practice, they need think about you. Like, you're supposed to be that guy that's like always in the gym, always working on your game, and you got to enjoy it. You got to learn to love it, because it's never going to stop. Like, it's not like at some point you get to stop practicing. Like, that doesn't happen. If you do that, I've seen, like, you can see players in the NBA, like, you can see professional players that get really good and then their game starts to decline. All right. And sometimes it's not just because of age or injuries, it's just because they stop practicing. You know what I'm saying? They stop putting in the work they were putting in before, and then, other players started to catch up to them. And you don't want that to happen. So be consistent. Like, have a consistent schedule where you practice for a certain amount of time, every day or every other day. So, like, what I'm saying, maybe you spend 2 hours a day just doing some drills, right? And you don't want to, like, deliberate practice. The whole point of deliberate practice is to do what I said earlier, is to focus on your strengths, your weaknesses. Like, don't go to the basketball court, the gym, and just shoot around, just goof around with your friends and stuff like that. That practice, obviously, that's better than no practice, but it's not very productive. It's not very efficient. Best kind of practice is deliberate practice, where you're actually looking at specific elements of your game that you want to improve upon. You look at your ball handling, you say, man, I got ripped a couple times in that last game. I need to work on my ball handling specifically. So you spend an hour focused solely on ball handling drills. All right. And this is the type of stuff most people won't do. Like, they don't have the discipline to just sit there and do ball handling drills without any accountability. So without somebody behind their back saying, hey, do the drill, do the drill. You got to become responsible for your own success. All right. You got to hold your own self accountable, because it's not like it's not like you have somebody like do the drill, or it's not like somebody has a gun to your head telling you do the drill. So you have to figure out in yourself how you can discipline yourself to be consistent with your ball handling drills and doing your shooting drills and your defensive drills and whatever you have to do to improve your game. And eliminate excuses. Like, excuses are gonna pop up, like, for everybody has an excuse. But the real ballers, the real elite players that go to the next level, that go to high levels and dominate the league, they don't have excuses. Okay. And especially if you're not talented, like, you're not naturally gifted. You have some players that don't have to practice a lot, and they're just really good at basketball. Not everyone is like that. So if you're not like that, you definitely need to fall in love with practice. You definitely need to get serious. Kind of like me. Like, I'm trying to learn the piano right now. Like, I'm trying to get good at the piano. I don't have no natural talent to just step on the piano and in a couple of days I'm a master. Like, I have to sit down for an hour every day and work on my piano playing skills. Like, same thing with basketball. When I just got started, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty gifted player coming up because I was always tall, and then I loved the game of basketball, so I picked up on it easily. But not everyone is like that. Some people have to spend hours and hours working on a game. Actually, me, I had to spend a lot of time working on my ball handling, because I thought my ball handling was good, and it was good for like street ball. But when I got in the game, my ball handling wasn't all that tight in a game, and I would actually get stripped sometimes, and I had to work on my ball handling. But I had that discipline to work on my ball handling, and what I'm saying, and my game improved, and I was able to play multiple positions. So instead of just playing like power forward and center, I was able to play small forward and shooting guard in different leagues because I developed my ball handling. All right. So if you want to take your game to the next level, you got to look at your weaknesses and strengths and improve upon them. Fall in love with deliberate practice. Practice daily, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, whatever you have to do to improve your game. All right. So I hope that advice, those tips, help you to understand what you need to do if you really want to dominate basketball in high school, middle school, whatever league you're in. Pretty much the same concepts. So if you haven't already, you can get your free ebooks. I have the Vertical Jump Prime Instant Inches ebook, and I have the free Elite Training Secrets ebook. You can click the links in the description, or you can go to verticaljumprime.com to get the Vertical Jump ebook, and go to verticaljumprime.com/Elite Secrets to get the Elite Training Secrets ebook. Thanks for watching. Peace.